Stop studying the way you are doing. If you notice that you spend hours studying, you spend days, sleepless nights studying only for you to be regarded and termed as an average student in your class. You don't get the A's, you don't get the B's. The only thing left for you is C, D, and E's. Then I think this video is perfectly for you, because I will change and transform you, giving you enough tips that will help you turn from just an average student to an exceptional student in your class. I have done this, I experienced this when I was an average student in my year 2 first semester. But in my second semester, after learning these tips and I wrote my exam, I got to find out that my results came out very well, and I will share this exact strategy with you. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, my name is Basi Ejogba, and I'm a 400 level student at the University of Calabar studying medical laboratory science. And in my channel, I help students level up the academic game. I also share tips on the channel focusing on personal development. So if you love content like this, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button so I can continue getting updates anytime I drop videos like this, and so that you can help me grow. And just like I've said, I'm going to show you the right way to study if you are truly interested, if you are truly wishing to become an academic weapon, or if you are truly wishing to make the greatest or the ultimate academic comeback. First of all, as a Nigerian, there are ways we have already been programmed to study, right? We have been programmed to study in a way that is very passive, where we just carry our book and study without direction, actually. Sorry to use that word, but we study without direction. And when I say without direction, I am not saying you don't have your study timetable. Far from it. You have your study timetable, right? You have your study table, your study room. Some of you go to the extent of visiting your friend's house, which is always quiet, to study and stuff like that, but you still get to find out that you fail. This is not just an external problem, but it's a psychological and internal problem. And what you are supposed to do right now is to push away and flush away all those study methods you have learned from your secondary school teachers and probably from your friends. I'll be introducing to you one of the study methods, which is known as the active recall. Now, the active recall is one where you just finish reading. Now, instead of closing that book and feeling you are done with your studies for that day and stuff like that, right? You tend to see how you can quiz yourself. You tend to see how you can ask yourself questions on what you just finished studying. You understand my point? Now, I find out that a lot of students just study, they keep their book study. Let's say want to study for 3 hours, they sit down and study for 3 hours. After that 3 hours, they close their book and say, okay, they are done for the day and stuff like that. Only for someone to ask them questions five hours later or 10 hours later on what they just finished reading. You get to see that they will be stammering, they will be confused on. In fact, they will be confused, like they will be like, oh, more, but I just finished reading this thing and stuff like that. You understand? The active recall will help you run away from such situation, because the active recall will test you to know whether you truly understand what you have read. It's also something that is known as flashcard, right? So the flashcard works like this. You write the definition on one side, you write the question on one side, and you write the definition on one side. There are books like that. You get to see, okay, you get to see one part of the book, you see photosynthesis, and the other side of the book, you get to see the definition of the photosynthesis. It will really help you always go back to what you just finished reading, instead of you just finish reading without jotting and stuff like that. The flashcard will always help you. Even though that textbook is not there, you will still get access to what you just finished reading. Now, if you don't have money to buy flashcards in the market and stuff like that, you too can make your own flashcard. Whenever you want to read, take that book and draw a line, right? Take your book and draw a line in the middle. Right, let's say this is my book, right? I draw a line in the middle, and this other side is going to be the question. Let's say what is photosynthesis, and this other side is going to be the answer, you understand, of the photosynthesis and everything related to photosynthesis. So that is what is known as flashcards. You can easily get it in the market, but like I said, if you can't get it because you don't have the money, then I think you can also do your own flashcards. There's also another study method which is known as the Feynman's technique, right? So the Feynman's technique is simply teaching an imaginary audience what you just finished reading, right? It may not just be an imaginary audience. It can be your friend, it can be as younger siblings, it can even be your cat, right? It can be any domestic animal close to you, right? But in situations where you don't have them, you can just decide to teach an imaginary audience what you know, because when you teach someone else what you know, that is one of the fastest way to learn, right? So in case where you forgot anything that you have read, you have the opportunity of going back to your book to see how you can be able to get it. So that is what is known as the Feynman's technique. There's also the Pomodoro technique, which is simply studying in short focus blocks. So the Pomodoro technique, which is studying in short focus blocks, is, let's assume I want to study for 5 hours, right, at a stretch. Instead of me just sitting down to study for 5 hours at a stretch, what I would simply do is that I will study for 15 minutes and have a 10-minute break, come back, study for 15 minutes, have a 10-minute break. You can also make it study for 25 minutes, have a 5-minute break, and come back, study for 25 minutes, have a 5-minute break. Anyhow you want to do it, but just make sure in the course of your study there must always be that short focus blocks, right? You must always have that block that you study for some hours or some minutes and have some minutes of rest. It helps you release anxiety, it helps you release tension, because there are some tensions you face when you sit down to study for straight hours. You understand? So those are the ways you can, or those are the techniques that you can start practicing if you want to change from just being an average in your class, or if you want to stop wasting your time studying like other people who study but are not still regarded as academic weapon or exceptional students in your class. And lastly, there's one that is known as the spaced repetition. So the spaced repetition is simply studying more in less time. Let's say I'm to study a particular topic. What I will simply do is, let's assume I'm starting on Monday to study that topic. Let's say I'm studying photosynthesis and biology on Monday. So what I will do is I will study my photosynthesis and biology on Monday, do my active recall, right? Because the spaced repetition and the active recall works hand in hand. Then I will space my Tuesday, then I will come back on Wednesday and still study that same topic. But at this particular point in time, I am not just studying the topic word to word. What I am doing is I'm trying to see how I can review what I have read, right? And I will do this review with my summaries, with my jotting that I did during my last studies, that was on Monday. Then after reviewing what I read on Monday, that's on Wednesday, on Friday, which is I will space out my Thursday, on Friday I will still see how I can go back on it. But this time around on Friday, I am not just going back to study, neither am I going back to review, but what I'll be doing is I will try to assess myself using practice questions, using past questions and stuffs like that, because the past questions will open your eye to see the nature of the exam, to see how exams are being set and the technicalities or the reason behind every questions you get to see in the exam. So these are the various tips you can apply if you want to stop wasting your time studying for hours without actually seeing the result. If you're writing post-UTME, then I believe you can take good use of this opportunity and drop it in the comment section. Just say you are interested and I will share you a link to our WhatsApp group where you will join our 100 days post-UTME study challenge, which will help you get admission to study your dream course in the university. And if you're looking for post-UTME past questions and answer, feel free to chat me on WhatsApp, request for it, and I'll give you my WhatsApp number and you will get it on WhatsApp from me. So if you love this video, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. Also share this video to your friends so that they can come here and get value, and in turn I'll feel motivated to continue dropping videos like this. Which of these tips you are going to try right away? Drop it in the comment section. And are you experiencing any academic problem? Drop it in the comment section and I'll be glad to assist you. Until I see you in my next video, always remember that you're wonderful, always remember that you're unique, and always remember that you're a setter. I really love you. Thank you.